fifth round of the Sim Racers Asia Assetto Corsa Community Series Season 12 comes to you from the home of the Canadian Grand Prix, Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, otherwise known as Montreal, here on Asia Sim Racing Federation. So I think we've come past the mid-season point. We're coming down towards the penultimate round, being round 5 here at Montreal. And certainly for most of the season, we've seen quite exciting racing. I think it's going to be very much the case here. So here, I have something to say about this racetrack here. We are racing at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and of course it's one of the most demanding racetracks, kind of the most demanding racetracks on the Formula 1 calendar. It is a love-hate track, so to speak. You can like this track, you can also dislike this track at the same time, but it is definitely a great place. So I think it's definitely a lot of things to look forward to in this race. And yeah, how about you, Ian?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's me. Really good to be back after a few weeks absent. So here come to the Montreal GP, which is we are currently on the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, which is a very famous track. The Canadian Grand Prix was first held here in Circuit in 1978, where the hometown hero Gilles Villeneuve, which is a Canadian French, won for the Scuderia Ferrari, and become the Grand Prix. Quickly became a mainstay for the Formula 1 calendar, with the race taking place in Montreal for the next 30 years. So yeah, another years ago on right now, we see driver all across the Southeast Asia and racing in this very famous track. From another detail of this track, so the layout which is currently using is 4.361 kilometer, and which is having 14 turns. The race lap record was made by Valtteri Bottas in the Mercedes W10 back then into 2019, with the record of 1 minute 13 second point 078. That is super fast.
Super fast certainly is. And what you know what's been super fast? This season has been super fast. So if we have a look at the season calendar, we are now at week 5, the penultimate round of the season. Here, Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, otherwise known as Montreal. Season finale is, of course, next week at Interlagos. That will be on the 26th of April. So that's definitely a quick season for all the drivers here. Definitely, even with quick seasons, like you get great racing. Having a look at the driver standings, which definitely we do see the championship fight really spicing up at this point. Amir Haziq and Chua Xinghan tied for the championship lead. They're both having 66 points. So both of them are tied up top. Wei Xiong is with 43 points. He is third in the championship tables, and Sam is up in fourth with 40 points. Tied for fifth, Ike Han and Sean Yip, with both drivers having 38 points. So I'll tell you something, with all the competition that's been happening over the past month, the past couple of weeks or so, I think it's going to boil down to this and next round, really, if we want to really be able to tell who's going to be a championship winner, because right now it's very hard to tell. It's going to be a close fight between Amir Haziq and Xinghan. And if we have a look at the team standings, certainly a good fight as well. Alpha Simulation domination throughout all season long, indeed. Alpha Sim having 104 points, with Alpha Sim 2 78 points. Blue Steel Racing, great showing as well, 71 points, with Brad TM Racing then having 50 points. Blue Steel Racing 4 rounds up your top 5 the team tables with 43 points. So Hian, I think thus far it's been a really rewarding season, but I think the drivers haven't yet had anything quite like Montreal. So this is going to be something very different for the drivers.
Yeah, let's get back into the driver standing. Split into the three top. Okay. Still qualifying here. We got 4.49 second, 4.5 minutes. So as you can see on the screen, Sam Tingon is the fastest driver, who is having 1 minute and 14.247, and another 1:14 is Haziq and Kaiver. Then coming to the second top, we can see Xinghan, Wizio, and Martin. They are 1 second slower. Then come to the third, the top 3, which is most driver over there. You can see Sonif, Mok, Han, Player, Ariane Vique, and Brian Tam with 1 minute and 16. We also have Noah Sidek and the Marshal,
absolutely.
which is
Bossman himself.
Super green. Bossman himself. Don't mess with the boss. He driving in the back to watch. Yeah, he hot everything. I got your eye on my eyes.
Big brother.
So let's say the lap time of this is on to the qualifying. So I think with that kind of qualifying time, it's gonna be real battle on this very famous track, the Villeneuve. And let's see, we got the very long straight from the turn 10 into the turn 2, on the way straight the finish line, right?
Yep, certainly. So as once Noah finishes, comes around the final chicane, let's just walk through a lap as Noah takes us along Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. So over here, you come hard on the brakes. So the pit entry is there, so sometimes that's there. Upon the Wall of Champions,
on the left side, the pit entry, right?
Along with a brand new lap. Yes, that's right. So across the start-finish line, because Noah Sidek on his first timed lap, braking hard down into turn 1 before coming on to Viraj Senna, which is oftentimes a gear 1 corner, a very tight hairpin indeed. A short burst of throttle here, a slight right kick as he comes then upon the chicane of turns 3 and 4, before then coming onto this rather slippery section of turn 5, before then coming upon another chicane for turns 6 and 7. Oh, a bit of mistake over the grass there, but we'll still continue following Noah through this part of the circuit. Coming under this part, a potential overtaking spot as he then comes under the bridge, and this is one of the most precarious corners here at Montreal. You don't want a late break. Noah unfortunately cuts the track. We'll leave that. That would be turns 8 and 9, before then coming upon another stretch once again before coming onto L'Épingle hairpin. The Ile Notre Dame hairpin, which is definitely seen a lot of good action here. It's made its way around the hairpin before coming upon the Casino straight, the Droit du Casino, overtaking a car who's been a sitting duck there, and we will continue following Noah through as he goes up to his top speed. I'm not exactly sure what his top speed will be here. Of course, speed trap will definitely be something. Final chicane made its way safely through the Wall of Champions before coming upon lap around Montreal. Time to beat 1:17.228. I don't think he's able to best his previous lap time, but still, that was a
big lockup.
Montreal. Yeah, a bit of
a big lockup.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the track. I really love the name they pawned into this, especially the French-speaking country. Like in turn 3, turn 4, and turn 5, they named the chicane and the corners like Pont de la Concorde. And then back then into turn 10, which is you have mentioned before. This is like in English name. This is the hairpin. Sorry, my English so bad. The hairpin. And then come into the Casino straight. They call the Roi to Casino. And then come into the Quebec one. Yeah, that it is. I really love the name of these track. They make it so elegant, right?
Yeah, I would think so too. French, very nice stuff. So,
yeah, to be honest, I'm looking for the slipstream battle.
Plenty of that.
Especially like, yes, 3 horses, 4 horses racing slipstream. Because just this morning, I have my time watching the eNASCAR series, and you see, holy moly, 50 drivers, like they just bump wrap each other and take advantage of the aerodynamic, which is
another thing to take note. You can't lock up your brakes, or you see, one of the challenges racing here in Montreal is, and I'll have you know that NASCAR has come to Circuit Gilles Villeneuve before, back in the early 2010s. The Xfinity cars, or as it was known back then, the nationwide NASCAR cars, they have raced here before, and it was a brilliant show. So of course, this place, it basically gives all of us here a good show, but if you're the one racing at this track, then it's something that you have to be careful of. I think some of the key factors underpinning driving your racing experience here is that here at Montreal, you cannot lock your brakes. You have to be absolutely careful with your braking points. You have to get every single braking point right ahead of time, right on point, and not lock up, because the moment you do, you miss your corner. You either go straight into a grass, or if you're even more unfortunate, go straight into a wall. And that is especially so with the chicanes of turns 9 and 10 under the bridge. And what was that? Well, okay, yeah, that might happen.
Just some guy with internet. Yeah. Okay, so the qualifying time is off, and what next, Wehan?
Yep, so certainly, like just as you mentioned, we've come towards the end of the qualifying and we've got the drivers, of course, qualifying results pretty much up. So I think we'll just wait a couple of moments before the session comes to a close.
Yeah, normally with
racing.
Assetto Corsa, we're gonna have like around 30 more to 45 more seconds to create the difference. Just like this, K-Mod should get into from 8 to 7 position with 1 minute 15 seconds and somewhere around for out. So we see right here, this is the final result. First position, Hazik. Second position, Samtingong. Third, Kaiver. Fourth, Weizo. Fifth, Martin. Sixth, Singha. 7, K-Mok. 8th, Tam, Bradley Tam. 9th, Sonyip. 10, Ariane Vique. 11th, Ahan. 12th, player. And 30, Sidek.
Yeah. We've also got the driver in 14th as well, running up your entry list of 14 drivers in HC as well. So I'll have you know something as well here. We might have Max Palmer appear later on in the race if he's able to make it home in time. And if we do, we might have a 3-way race coverage, and that's going to be so exciting. But nonetheless, we'll still
I'm gonna
take
do
you
the
through
3Y for sure. 3Y commentary for the watching, for the show to get better. Because you know what?
Yeah.
Talking about the sim racing, this is the very good for us to access, and we can arrange time at any time in the week, any time at the day. It's just as long as you can arrange, you can be there, you can experience as a part of the race. A supporter, racer, driver, commentary, IT, whatsoever, you can be a part of the race. And so that is it. This is the big advantage of the simulation racing.
Yep, 100% agree right there. Facts indeed. And really the most compelling aspect of sim racing is that it is so accessible by everyone. You just have to be a fan of motorsport, have internet, have computer, and you can go racing. And go racing we are going to do indeed. That is Ami Hazik.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in the Montreal, Quebec, and in the track Gilles Villeneuve. We having 13 driver on the grid right now, waiting for the red light to come off. What are you feeling right now, Weihat?
Well, you can feel the tension in the air. We've come to our first street circuit of the season, I think. And the revs are already building up. So it's going to be green flag in the next couple of moments as we sit along with the drivers. The red lights are out. 6 red lights instead of 5 here in Assetto Corsa. Definitely something unique indeed. As we follow through the drivers, the revs are building. And it is green flag. We're off. A great launch by Amir Hazik with Sam along the outside. Sam tried to push up the lead right there. I think, it's been quite a good start here. Amir Hazik leads most of the field. They've already got single file. A bit of contact there between Sam and I would think Sim Kai-wen. Wow, there seems to be a huge drama in the background. What's happened? That's DHC who's gone around. Everyone's... a lot of cars have piled up upon the hairpin of Viraj Senna. And unfortunately, Noah seems to be tangled there as well. A lot of drivers have unfortunately been affected.
I would suggest to restart the race.
Well, that has been quite an eventful race start here, but I think the racing action will still continue. Amir Hazik, your race leader with Sam in second, and Sim Kai-wen in third with Sting Han in fourth. So not exactly much changes otherwise up in front, but a lot of other drivers who have unfortunately been affected by the lap 1 shunt. So, okay, some drivers making their way into the pits. Amir Hazik building up a 2.2 second gap ahead of Sam, who does have a 0.5 of a second gap ahead of Kai-wen. So they're now coming upon the Casino Straight. I keep thinking of this as a backstretch, but yeah, it's a Visage du Casino. And off the final chicane, Amir Hazik around start-finish line for the first time. Your race leader.
And right now, the gap between the leader and the rest of the park. And we can see on the light timing board, the race had been split into 3 parks. You can see the leader, and then comes second park with the gap below 1 second. And then we see few drivers in the pit, 2 drivers, Martin and Weisio. And then come the last park, they just moving up, Andrea Yake, Sidek, player, and yeah, everybody have moved out except Martin and Weisio. Who is on the screen right now? Sim Kai-wen.
Yeah, Team Kaiwan set in third, and this is pretty much one of the closest battles that we have throughout the grid. This is a battle for second place, being led by Sam, who's making his way. Oh, a bit of lockup upon the hairpin, while tires are still a bit cold, I would imagine. So having a bit of trouble making his way around the hairpin. Casino Straight, once again, I tell you, from the last time I raced on this track was many years ago, but each time I race here, I've always got good memories, and you know, flying down this backstretch here was certainly something, a hallmark of racing here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. As well as making your way through the final chicane. The curves are massive, you don't want to ding your suspension if you ever so happen to attack the corner a bit wrongly. And very quickly, you're coming upon the front sector once again. So Virage Senna, definitely one place where if you're fortunate enough, you can make overtaking moves happen. And this chicane, this is one of the easier chicanes to handle. The chicane is not sharp at all. You just have to ensure that when you exit the corner, you don't slam your wheel into the wall. Coming upon the other chicane, which is a bit more difficult than the previous chicane. Pont de la Concorde, this is. Before then coming upon this short stretch, which will then take you to underneath the bridge, where it will take you to the third most difficult chicane, where you cannot lock up. So you see right there is tarmac runoff, so that's definitely a good thing for these drivers. When I was racing at Montreal on sim racing, there was no tarmac runoff, so any mistake you go into the grass. Coming upon the hairpin, and one thing I just realized, a bit of mistake, yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good change for Kyver, but somehow he can't manage it. He got a huge lockup through the chicane, and right now he's waving, trying to get advantage of the aerodynamic and slipstream. Yes, get closer to get advantage and doing the slingshot shot at the professional though. Kyver is closing the gap. 1:16.255 is the lap time, faster than the driver ahead of him, something 1.3. So let's say he is trying to get to close as possible, and then we can see that his slipstream, he's trying to catch up really weak, of course, getting into the inside line. Right now, no window for Kyver to get past this situation.
Tripped over a little bit, so the gap has extended by a couple of hundredths of a second. And it seems like Singha wants a slice of the pie as well, so definitely a great battle shape up here. A bit of mistake by Sam, cut the corner a bit, but
he's getting along, he's getting along. Too wide on the track right now, so Kaiwan getting in? No, with too wide in the outside the corner, and then something on still there, still in second. Can you get me a wider? Get me a wider camera angle, and I can see the battle between these two. A visual driver. Kaiwan getting to the second position, but something one doesn't let it take advantage of the aerodynamic. He get into the chicane, hit the apex so hard, flying off his car, and get back into the fourth position.
Oh, that was an unfortunate shunt down the final chicane. Fortunately, they didn't end up in the Wall of Champions, so Something Wong still continues on. He did strike the curb quite a bit due to his trajectory as he made a mistake entering the chicane, but he continues to fight quite strongly up here in fourth position. So
back then,
yep.
Yes, back then the fighting was so intense. Some wouldn't give it up. Some just give it, and make as much as possible, like the possibility to get into the very close window. But he failed. Okay, that is the style of the man who get into the casino. Yes, I really love it, man.
Casino.
Go big or go home. So, okay, this is Son Yip, the fifth standing driver with the gap time behind Something One, 3.0 second.
Yep, so things have chilled off a little bit here, although there seems to be a bit of action here that might shape up as it comes around the final chicane between Singhan and Kaiwan. Of course, this would be then the battle for second. Let's have a look at Noah again, because it seems like Noah is having... We might have some... Oh, okay, this is interesting. Noah coming upon player. So the gap... Okay, Noah along the outside of Lepanga. Very great stuff there.
Okay, he changed the line. And you can see right now, advantage again. This is what I'm looking for this race tonight. He's trying so much, get into the outside line, fighting the gap, but blocked by player, get into the chicane, hit the apex very smoothly, do not touch the one. Yes, he did it. He did not touch the one, sorry lady. And get to the stretch. Turn left at his, smooth as much as possible. Keeping the momentum, carry as much as possible the speed through the corner, and right now accelerate. I don't even see the speed, but you can see the rep line. He left no rep.
Oh, a bit of hit into the wall, but Noah still survives that.
Yeah, still survive, but
I don't know. Could it be?
Oh, big lock up in the front, and then he come lock up again. Yeah, that is what you react to the front car incident or movement. They just lock up and then you break and then you lock up two car lock up in the corner.
I have a a bit of mistake by and Bradley Martin shoots up to 10th position, overtaking both drivers. Noah down to 11 and player lost 2 positions down to 12. Okay, hello Bradley, good to see you here.
This is a really big mistake because when he fly all over the curve, he took the car down and then he like misjudge the throttle pedal. It just a little misstep the throttle, and then you can oversteer easily because by that time your steering angle not straight. It's somewhere left or somewhere dry, and then you just a little bit throttle, and then you stay in the middle of the track.
Yeah, one of the things with racing here at Montreal is the margin for error is, although compared to other street circuits like Monaco and Singapore, well, you have a little bit of wiggle room here in the form of like a grass verge just beside and a good runoff in case something happens and you do make mistakes. But it still is a tricky track. You have to be on your toes pretty much the entire duration of the race. And well, this is pretty much a place where you have a lot of, you can play with a slipstream quite a lot, especially this segment of the circuit that Bradley Martin is.
Another hit to the wall. Get into Bradley Martin. This is the magnet Bradley?
No, it's the other magnet Bradley.
Okay, big lock up for Bradley Martin, and you can see right here. The simulation, they simulate everything. Is especially like by the time your tire get into the grass, it will carry a little bit grass back into the track, and you have to like get the car stable a little bit, like about 1 or half second, and then you can throttle again. It will save you a lot in order to get stay away from the oversteer or understeer or something.
Yeah, I would notice so too. I've also been noticing that they have logos that are animated here on the track. I don't know if you have walls that are animated in real life, but certainly that is the case here in AC. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, it even like in AC, you even got your screen, like big billboards, LED screen, like streaming what exactly are you going on the track. You can do everything with Assetto Corsa. So that is it. Amir Hazik get himself a fastest lap with 1 minute 14 seconds and somewhere around 600 of a second. And
Amir Hazik on fire again.
Yeah, red car on fire, way more different. Oh, number 12 player would enter very safely in the track, in the chicane. Or that the number 9 or number 8, something like that. And leading the pack still Amir Hazik.
Yep. 5 seconds.
10 minutes of the race. Yeah, 10 minutes of the race had been passes. Wehan, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
What do you think about the race split into race, like sprint race and main race, or a race which is lap like 45 minutes? Which one are you prefer?
It depends on the style of racing you're after. It also depends on the car that you're racing. Okay, I'll be honest with you. If it could go either way. So, but if let's say if you're driving cars that are maybe a little bit slower than what you expect. Let's say if you're driving like a Porsche 911 Cup or maybe TCR cars. Absolutely, all day, every day, the sprint and feature, the hit and feature format is definitely great, especially if you have a reverse grip. Definitely great. But if you have like if you want one style of race where you want to see strategies play out over the long term, such as in Formula 1 racing, sports car racing, prototypes and stuff like that, the traditional format will still work out better, in my opinion. You wouldn't run Formula cars in Heat plus feature format. You wouldn't run prototypes in a Heat plus feature format. You wouldn't run GTE cars in that format either. GT3s, maybe, depending on the style of racing you're after.
Yeah, that it is. For me, I would love to prefer except the endurance race, but like we see last long for like 6 hours, and the endurance style. But I would love to have a sprint race and the main race, which is last like 15 minutes and 30 minutes, something like that. Then the reverse sprint, because you know the chance gonna split up for everybody. The fastest or the faster driver, they will have more challenge to overcome, more obstacle to overcome, especially coming on the way through the traffic of the later, like the slower part. This is one of the best experience I would love to see. You see, like you see, like you have to, like you still racing with your friend or your rival. You still battling, trying to wide or getting the window, and then you have to fighting with the traffic. That is the point that I would love to see, because beside with the technique, with the skill, with the power of the engine, with the fastest, you have to see face with the unpredictable factor. That is what I want to see on the race.
Well, I'll tell you something. In sim racing, well, with the way sim racing is, you can definitely run such a format. Of course, sim racing provides you the flexibility to do that. I haven't exactly tried a Formula 1 race with a sprint and feature format, but that'd be nice to see. Yeah, but definitely maybe if we can plan something, maybe if something like that can be planned, maybe in a subsequent event, that'll be interesting as well. Now we are kind of approaching towards the halfway point, as I do see in the comments that we have some fans of Sean Yip here. So yeah, let's go Sean. Definitely, Sean currently sitting in 5th. He's 5 seconds behind, I would imagine, one of his teammates, Sam, who's up in 4th. As the race car progresses. So I have a feeling that unlike the race that we saw last week at Silverstone, right now this one here at Montreal, we do see that the battles have kind of spaced out a little bit quickly, because there was quite a shunt at lap 1. That, well, you race a street circuit like that, it's oftentimes expected. Yeah, the good thing for these drivers, a bit of respite for them in fact, is that things are now a bit more chill. Everyone is kind of holding their own ground.
Yeah, that is the reason why I would love to have like sprint and main race. I like no plan about our series, but like this is gonna be create more and more exciting moment for the audience or the commentary, just like us. You can see, and yeah, I love crashing.
Wow.
Yeah, because this is e-racing, so we don't worry so much for the incident or the accident, because everybody is still safe. But because the ability, the chance for an accident to happen get more frequently, so that means the driver to have brake themselves, especially the racecraft and the sensors around and the predict skill for the other driver. So that is very important skill when you get into the sim racing.
Yeah, certainly. As we continue on with Singhan, upon a bit of loose stay on the exit. You know, one of the things I find with this 2007 Formula 1 car is that with traction control, I think in 2008 they stopped using traction control, but this one where you still have TC, it makes the experience a bit more seamless for the drivers. You can just focus on racing and pushing these cars, I think that's the reason why I think the 2007 cars were used. So yeah, alright, so a bit of action here. This is Wei Xiang.
Too wide. Oh, he almost stopped the wall. Wow, what a move. He still saved the car after that turn.
Yeah, so I think what happened to Wei Xiang was sometime earlier on in the race, he might have been part of that shunt. Like what I call business in the front, party at the back. The front drivers made it out safe, but the drivers in the middle and beyond from there were kind of tangled up, and that was unfortunate. indeed. So Wei Xiong fighting 11th, he is behind the Noah Sidek and ahead of one of the mystery drivers named player. So I think it's going to be a hard press for us to now find any battles to go for, but this is the point where drivers are making their pit maneuvers. Car cameras, this is HC who's also making his way around the hairpin. And coming upon that would probably appear to be traffic that was is probably a lap ahead, certainly. So we are coming towards the midpoint of the race being 40 minutes long in total. We are down to about 20 minutes left. Yep, there you go, making his way into the pits. So as we scan around for some more action, well look, I'll tell you, the closest that we're having is probably the one between... Oh, we have one between Wei Xiong and Noah, so this is them gaining ground on each other. Noah seems to be slowing down, not exactly sure what's happening. So this is Wei Xiong along the backstretch with Noah there, so I think Noah might be thinking of making a move into the pits. Oh, not move into the pits.
He didn't move to the pit to get on the way through the chicane.
I'll tell you, racing here at Montreal, it's quite misleading. It's like if you have the Interlagos on iRacing, you see that the pit entry is on the racing line, so you don't know if the driver is going to pit in or if he's just going to continue on with the racing line. So one of the things for drivers to think about as well. Wei Xiong 0.3 of a second behind Noah Sidek and making good use of the entry curve there along turn 4 as he continues on towards the second sector of the racetrack. Porte de la Concorde, once again the second easiest chicane. I'll tell you, there are 4 chicanes here at Montreal, or maybe about 5 chicanes at Montreal, and I think they are kind of like placed together as Wei Xiong makes a move along the inside but misses his entry point and has to go use the runoff and cut
He created the bait. You can see how Noah behaved. He created the bait, make a really, really wide open window for CO. And he knows exactly Wei Xiong is drafting him with the aerodynamic, and then he opened the window right immediately. Wei Xiong just feeling okay, free zone, and then he get it, and he didn't notice there is a chicane just up like that. He just left, and then he can brake. So we see another movement on the race. Okay, getting back after that incident, Wei Xiong still following up.
You can see a mistake, turning spin by Wei Xiong.
You can see. Oh, Noah Sidek, what a fisher.
Okay, so Noah walks off this battle with the advantage. Noah up to the top 10. Wei Xiong down to 11.
Like he did the same strategy. It's the same action for two things. Like Wei Xiong, I think Wei Xiong's still young, right?
Yeah, I think we probably about, like, both of us could be about same age, I imagine.
Yes. So he need to calm down.
No.
It's not like naturally selection left you a big window like that. Especially like you run for like a little bit long time on the straight after him. Take advantage of a lot of aerodynamic, like a slipstream, and then just to left. What happened? You need to okay, wait for the 2 seconds or something like that. Quick. What is going on? And then, this is the bet. So that it is. We can see. Repeat, set twice. He just get right into the chicane.
So I'll tell you something. Wei Xiong has the pace, the raw pace. Wei Xiong definitely has it. He's one of the front contenders. But Noah has the edge when it comes to understanding when to do what. And that's very important, especially if you're racing at a high-stakes racetrack like Montreal, like this one. So you can see Wei Xiong unfortunately made a bit of had a bit of issues with Virage Senna that happened there. You see now he has no problems closing the ground as he goes along the outside of turns 5, snatches 10th position from Noah. Beautiful overtaking move there. Noah down to 11th. That was some great stuff.
Yeah. That is what a move, but I really love Noah because he triggered Wei Xiong for twice. Running so wide,
don't waste
all the way from Wei Xiong,
and Noah makes a mistake in sympathy as well.
Yeah, they make a same mistake, and I think they going so fast, and the tire is starting wearing out.
Yeah, look, this track is
half of a race.
It's very hard on tires indeed, yeah.
Exactly. Half of the race and the time must be gone like for over 60%, something like that. Oh, Chúa Sinh Han.
Yeah, that's Singh Han who's
back
up in
into
the
the
race
top.
lead. Or at the front
we
of
see
the race.
we see the movement on the front. Has it get back into second position?
Yeah, I think Amir Hazik was in the pits earlier on, so he's down in second. Sam is up in the race lead, so I think, yeah, it could be that Amir Hazik made a pit and Sam probably still haven't, but great stuff nonetheless. We'll continue to
Has it
sit with them
changed
for
the
the next
tire,
couple
right?
of moments. Yeah, I would imagine so. Yeah, because here at Montreal, it is quite hard on tires. Why are drivers missing this chicane, dude? You're making me feel so sour, you know. On iRacing, you don't have that tarmac runoff. Every time I cut out that corner, I'll always be sucked into the grass. But yeah, these guys have tarmac that they can use, and they're now abusing it. Come on, man. Come on.
Sorry. So, let's get back. I really feel speed in the juvenile track. Really speed. How long the straight is? Like 1.5 kilometers?
Well, it's probably long enough that you can ride a bicycle and hit top speed, and then brake in time.
Yeah, that got a good commentary. So, Hazik, 10 second, 4 second, 4.1 second back in test of something walk. But with this kind of pace, he keeping reducing. User 3.7 is still reducing every single time he get into the straight. So with the new tires, with less of fuel, he absolutely flying on the way. Then I think he can make it in 16 minutes. My prediction, can make it in 16 minutes. Now come the traffic.
Yep.
Just hope everything okay, no accident, no something surprise, and has it can. Oh, you can see it reduced into 3.2 seconds. Now 3 seconds.
Yeah, race leader
What a move.
having faced some traffic issues.
Yeah.
So you can tell exactly how long this backstretch is.
How long?
Very long.
Pardon me?
Now I was just gonna say
yeah,
the backstretch is definitely long. Yeah, so onto the main stretch again, Sam. Well, I'll tell you something. This turn to Virage Center especially, it's quite a misleading corner because you think you hit the apex, but if you hit the apex too early, you exit the corner way too wide, and the fastest line through that corner is a tight line throughout the corner before then coming upon that chicane. So yeah, one of the mistakes that I've made in the past when I've raced on this track, you know, the thing about this track is it is a Grand Prix circuit, but you can race all kinds of cars here, especially in sim racing. So you've got Formula 1 cars here. I've raced the car that I raced here the most is with the V8 supercars because I used to frequent that series back in like 2014 to 2016, and this is an excellent touring car racetrack. Why do I say that? Because if you're a touring car, you can survive hitting the walls, and with those touring cars at a track like this, you can hit the walls, you can ding yourself, or you can hit the curbs, all of that stuff. You have no problem with the car, absolutely. With these Formula 1 cars, you have to be very careful.
Yeah. The open wheel so vulnerable. So that's the point. Okay, that's why people. Oh, he getting the corner. He
Nailed
just
the chicane
go all the way through the chicane so hard and so aggressive. Yeah. Yeah. If for me, if possible, I would love to take the Lotus 8019.
Oh yes.
That is one of my favorite F1 car. Like, okay, it's very raw. You got the V10 or V8 something engine back into your back, and then especially the turbo. You know, you have to using the manual shifter, clutch, brake, heel toe, all of the technique just to maintain the turbo and the rev above 7,000 RPM, because you just drop it below 7. Oh, but everything's still okay. On the screen right now is Wang Wei-xiong chasing up the Nua Sidek once again.
Bit of mistake upon entry.
driver.
Why?
Yeah, he is in Tokyo. Let me drift with you on the F1 car. Slipstream, get it to the inside line, try to take advantage and won the game. No, this time is getting better. I know your style. I know your strategy. I'm not make that mistake again. Okay, nobody take a bath on the same period of the river twice. And this is me. Wei Xiong. Get on the way through the chicken with Sidek. I know you. You gotta take it to the left side. Leave me a wide open window. But no, this time I'm slowing down and take the corner very smoothly. And again now, leave you back behind 0.8 of the gap time.
Great stuff by Wei Xiong, and definitely Noah played his part as well. As you can see that he's going very conservative.
Okay. Now Wei Han, you get into the battle between the 7 and the 6. You see A-Han and Son Yip. Go, Son Yip. You have been chasing. The pressure is putting down on your tailgate and get into the chicken so smoothly for both drivers. No tricking, no strategy, nothing. But speed, slipstream, engine sound. Get into the first and second corner. A-Han and Son Yip still chasing each other. Like the gap time below 0.5. I still see the car on my and another chicken. Ooh, this one. Nobody hit the wall. Nobody absolutely hit the wall. And then come back into the battle again. Wei Han, could you mind taking me to a wider, like a television?
I do apologize.
Yes, that did it. We would love to see the action like that, because yes, I feel speed of A-Han chasing down Son Yip. The pressure is so big. They all go to the 8th and the 9th corner when preparing for the hairpin. What is it again? Turn 10?
Casino hairpin before the Casino Straight, which is a backstretch. Icon in 7th and Sean Yip continues in 6th.
The friend name in the turn 10.
10 or 11?
10.
The chicane or the hairpin?
The hairpin.
Le Pangle.
Oh, my French. So get it back into the
in Vietnam, you should have better. You should understand French more than I do, man.
No, thank you. Never mind. Get back into the action of the race. After the very long straight in the casino, and then get almost hit himself into the Quebec one. Get back into A-Han had been left like 1 second point 3. Because I see Son Yip trying to take advantage. He pulling away. He take advantage. He get through the corner faster than A-Han. So that is what we see on the track right now. Well, please, Wei Han, back to your camera director, wherever you want to be. Ooh, big lock up.
I would like to go where the action is, and right now this seems to be where the action is. We're back to icon.
Yeah. Go into the cockpit the way here.
Yeah, very nice. Like Pangle again. Look, I'm just gonna call this Il Notre Dame hairpin. That's the another name, as mentioned by one sim broadcaster.
Never mind. That's enough for me, and I think so enough for the audience. So like the hairpin. Okay, the hairpin. Yeah. And on the way through the Casino Straight, and yeah, this is the Quebec one.
Wall of Champions.
Wall of Champions.
Yeah. So far, nobody has hit the Wall of Champions yet. Touch wood.
Yeah, hit it, and you will be the champion. One of the champions who hit the wall. Okay, so get on the way through the first and second corner. 2 drivers still keeping the gap under 1.5 seconds. Try to push the car as much as possible. Put it into the limit. Put a tie on the edge and reducing the gap between 2 men. That is what I want to see on the race in the Wednesday night.
Yeah, that's right. So I'll tell you, man, everyone's putting up a good show for us. I'm just quite intrigued by the fact that there aren't much close battles here as compared to some of the previous races. We'll continue to keep an eye on the battle between Sean Yip and A-Han, but only when that kind of closes up, we will return there. So we're back with Amir Hazlik. He is 2.5 seconds behind Sam, who's the race leader. And
so which means like 16 minutes, half of it, and he reduced from 4 seconds for 4.5 to around he reduced a half of the time. So that means still 8 minutes to go, and I still believe Haziq gonna have a really good battle by the end of the race.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if it's a habit of drivers that they seem to be cooking the inside tires. Just make their way around the hairpin. And onto a casino straight. I would like to see. Yeah, it's a gamble here. It's always a gamble here. Casino, definitely a very apt name, because on this backstretch you're overtaking, you're staking everything that you have, and you're entering this chicane, which you have to do so carefully, especially after you clean up an overtaking move. I went in third as he comes across the start-finish line.
Okay, so 14 corner, 14 turn. How many to the right? We can count right now. Yeah. Let me count right now. Okay, where's he right now? The Pont de la Concorde. Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
Okay,
Here,
turn left. Turn left, turn 6 and turn 7. Okay. Let's finish today, and then we start counting. I count to the right, you count to the left. And waiting for the battle. Hey, here we have the battle in that for the 6 and the 7. Still A-Han and Sonjip. Ooh. Oh, this is it. Big lock up because A-Han didn't know where Sonjip gonna go. He tried to make like, okay, I'm gonna enter the pit lane. No, thank you.
You never know what's coming up next.
You never know, surprise. Something like that. So A-Han would land 1.4 seconds behind. What a strategy. So we have shout out for Noah Sidek, because that strategy, what a great strategy. You come slow in, but absolutely you get the fast out, because you can trick another driver. Make a little bit. Hey, come on.
I saw a close gap between Bradley Town and Bradley Martins just now. They were close together, but I think it's expanded to 3 seconds. But that was interesting. I was expecting the battle between Team Bradley and Bradley.
Yes.
Okay, Amir Haziq is 7/10 of a second behind Sam. That escalated quickly. That's so quick. So 5/10 down, and let's ride on board with Amir Haziq. Oh, a bit of mistake by Sam as he traversed the hairpin.
And now 2 seconds get down to sub 1 second. And right now, ladies and gentlemen, 5 minutes to go, and we are witness the battle for the first position. Haziq trying to find the good racing line to get close with Sam Tingong. The blue and the red racing on through the first, the second and the third corner of Villeneuve racetrack. Welcome everybody to the 12th season of SRA Simulation Racing Championship.
Oh, and overtaking move between Sean Yip and Keith Moore. That was something we completely missed. So Sean Yip up to 5th, overtaking move upon Keith Moore, which is 6th.
Would love to prefer to see the battle for the first, because right now
it's
the time is on 1. Okay, come on, get back there, bro. It's gonna be a good battle over there. Weihan, go ahead, man, go ahead.
I'm lost. Whoa, Amir Haziq along the outside of the hairpin, both of them banging wheels, so close indeed. Sam still has the position advantage, having the inside of the hairpin, but this is now, it was almost going to be a drag race down the casino straight between both of drivers up in 1st and 2nd. Sam continues to hold off Amir Haziq as Sam goes defensive, taking the inside line. Amir having been forced out wide to the outside. Cleaned off the move there along the chicane, a bit of mistake, someone's out there. That's Wei Xiong, who's in 11th, he's stuck right there, being a stumbling block for the drivers, but Amir Haziq up to the race lead. Fantastic overtaking move, but Sam does one more as he makes his way through the first chicane and virage center. Sam, well, tried his best to hold off his race lead, but he sees the race lead to Amir Haziq. Wow, that was intense.
That actually the movement, why the number 11 stay on the track at the last corner. Then it make 2 drivers both surprised, and in my point of view, Sam have been back up a lot in order to get out of the accident between, like, he didn't want anyone to get involved into the accident, because this is a real great battle. Still like 3 minutes to go, he think he can make it up for the overtake just happened, and a big lock up come all the way from the car of Amir Hazik. However, he get out of the corner so fast, still there, and the first position still in the hand of Amir Hazik. Ladies and gentlemen, right now we are witnessing the battle for the first position with the gap time. It's 1.5, getting to the last corner, so close to the world of champion. Here come two racers, Amir Hazik and Something Wong.
Oh, that was definitely some close stuff indeed. We did miss a battle between for P6 earlier on there, but still the battle for the race lead is something that we have to focus on at this point because we are less than 3 minutes to the end of the race, which has been a great round 5 here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. But the battle still ensues and it's not over until the Fat Lady sings.
And then we can see the gap time right now. Amir Hazik can left and pull it away some for 1.4 seconds, but the speed right here still fast. Actually, they drive like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, some drive. I don't know what happened, but should I want to drive? I'm gonna let that man get my first position. Everybody locked up in this hairpin, 10th corner, and they prepare for the casino straight.
Yeah, brilliant stuff as we continue on with following the drivers. Amir Hazik race lead. Sam there in second with 1.6, 1.7 seconds behind. So that has kind of solidified quite a fair bit. But of course we do have what would probably be the equivalent of 2 laps to go. White flag should be out next time by judging by the pace that these drivers have. We'll just stick with them and follow them through the finish because that's Singhan. Singhan's down to 6. Something has happened there. We just pop by for a quick while and see exactly what happened. I think Singhan was
get into the pit. Singhan get into the pit.
Oh, right,
and
right.
Down. That's the reason why and get out later than yes. Mach 10 get out. Just people keeping climbing up the race. So what do you think about the battle between the two drivers, Hazik and Something Wong?
Oh, that was a close battle there. So, that was certainly exciting. I tell you, racing at... Well, the fact that the drivers are handling this racetrack the way they are now is definitely a major feat because Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, especially with Formula 1 cars, it's no easy feat. It's a very tall order. It's a huge challenge for the drivers and definitely they've done a great job to kind of hold their ground thus far. Amir Hazik, your race leader, nonetheless, there can only be one winner. As we follow him through to what could possibly be the final lap to come by. He's done a 1:15 in 8:30 last time by, and look, Amir is really on fire, man. Like, even with race pace, even so late on, he can still pull off a 1:15. That's definitely great stuff by Amir. So I'll tell you something. A couple of rounds ago, we observed the differences in driving style between Amir Hazik and Singhan. We could see that Amir Hazik does favor a bit of sharper movement, slightly more aggressive handling of the car. So that will definitely work in his favor at a track like this because you have to be aggressive with the car in order to last long enough. In order to make the most out of how much you can push to the car at this track.
And right now, the leader on the final lap, Hazik and Something Wong, 1.7 seconds, and they are getting through the traffic at the turn 10. Hazik getting out so smoothly. Something Wong almost involved into the accident with the traffic behind, and right now we can see the gap. Something Wong still trying to get away from the traffic, and no, was so bad. Kai Guo is right after him, so you can see in the last corner. Okay, your first place for Amir Hazik, second place for Something Wong, third place for Kai Guo, and fourth place for Son Yip. Ahan got himself fifth place. Singhan finished at sixth. K-Mock 7th, Mach 10 in 8th, Mid-Time, Bradley Time in 9th, 10 in Wei Song in 10, and unfortunately Sinek had left to trail, and in front of him XII get himself the 11th place.
So the race is still ongoing for Sean Yip, so he is still fending off his 4th position from Ike Han. So let's see if Sean is going to be able to hold off this position. for the remainder half of the lap here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. A bit of lock-up there. That would probably be Bradley Martins up front, or Bradley Tam. Now, one of them in the 2007 McLaren Formula 1 car. And Sean Yip continues in fourth. He's going to continue holding off Icon as both of them go slipstream down. This is going to be a battle in the final moments of the race, down to the final chicane. Sean Yip continues to have the position advantage, and he holds off Icon to come across the start finish line and take fourth position. Icon comes home in fifth. So that's probably the last of the battles of the race, and everyone else has already made their way into the pits. We continue on. So again, I think it's been such an exciting race so far. Of course, the battles were quite sparse and far in between, but whenever there were battles, those battles were exciting, alright.
Yeah, myself as a commentator, I still love it. I love to see movement. I love to see accident. I love to see traffic coming. Like, one driver is lining up. Are they cheering?
Yeah, could be.
Yeah. So that was actually good experience for us. So let's get into the result of the race. First Isaac, second Sam, third Kaiser, fourth Sonji, fifth Ahan, sixth Singha, seventh Kamo, eighth Bradley, ninth Bradley, 10 Wei Xiong, 11 HC, 12 Sidek, and 13 NVRVK, 14 Mysterious Player. So
that's right.
What next? What is next?
Well, so let's perhaps just sit on for a couple of moments to see if anyone will hop on and have a chat with us. But otherwise, I have to say it has been such a fantastic season so far. We've seen 4 of the 5 races that these drivers have taken on here, and I think it's been great thus far for everyone. So of course, but I think it's been great stuff indeed. The whole idea with this series is to engage them, to better engage the community, to provide a platform for, of course, up and coming sim racers to have a go at some some good racing experience with the community, and that would seem to have been the case for the drivers. So well, Hian, I would have to say it has been such a brilliant season, season 12 of Sim Races Asia.
Yes.
I don't suppose we'll have interviews. Oh, we do have interviews. So Amir Haziq is here. Let's bring Amir Haziq up. Amir.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the race win. You were tied for the championship points as you entered this round, and right now you have the championship lead. Are you going to carry this forward to the final round, or are you going to have a good time battling with Singhan? Tell us more about the race and tell us more about your plans for the championship.
Yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for hosting the race. I would like to thank the team first because came into this round literally with a car that probably wasn't the most comfortable, I think, in this track. So managed to just get it dialed in just a bit so that I could drive in this race. But in terms of the race, it was actually quite nip and tuck. I thought that Singhan and the guys were just gonna do a no-stopper, but then everyone stopped. So okay, breathe a sigh of relief until Sam decided to not do a stop. He just went all the way. So I thought, okay, got some work to do here. I backed it up in the first few minutes. I thought, and never mind, he's not gonna really pull, isn't he? But then suddenly, oh, he is pulling and he's not pitting. So yeah, I was quite concerned. Then I started pushing. So I just literally went after him in the last few laps just to get back at him. And glad I got the position because good defense from him. Great battles. Just unfortunate that he had to lose the lead when there was an accident in front. So, but apart from that, yeah, great. It was a very satisfying race.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. During the race start, right, I think you walked out of that quite well, but there seemed to have been some tussling that happened at the start. Business in the front for you guys, party at the back. It was seen for the rest of the drivers, but I'm just glad that the outcome of the race was favorable for you at least. And look, moving on to Interlagos next week. In 2007, it was the season finale. Of course, the best place in the world to have a Grand Prix season finale. What are your thoughts entering round 6 next week?
Yeah, just to go back to your question, indeed, just gonna really go at it like it's the first race of the season. It's just for for kicks. I'm not gonna be too pressured by it because the only real pressure was at the start because I don't know what's gonna happen behind. So that's about the only time I'm feeling really a bit under the cosh. But apart from that, the rest of the way was just fun driving, kept it consistent, and it got really exciting because I had something to chase, which was Sam at the front, and that was really fun, trying to claw back the deficit and then get Adam in the last 5 laps, I think. So yeah. I wish more of the same, to be honest, because if we have close racing like that, it's definitely gonna be fun for not just us, but I think for you guys commentating and the guys watching the race.
Likewise. Well, Hian, any questions that you'd have for Amir?
Yeah, anything that you would like to send to the all of the sim driver who is following this season for the final leg, which is you have really good position to go.
Yeah, well, it's the final round of the season. Come one, come all. I think we will have a lot of fun if we can get a full grid as well. Today was quite stacked, but if we get a full 20 car grid, I would just get the tension and excitement for the final round of the season to be right up there. And we'd like to thank as well the drivers who are when we're lapping them, they actually were kind of compliant. So glad to see that there's a driving standard that's being exhibited here.
And that was great hearing from you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Amir. And that was Amir Haziq from Blue Steel Racing. Great to have their team's presence with us here this season. So I think that's probably it. It has been an amazing season. Unfortunately, we won't be covering the season finale, so we wish the drivers the best for the season finale. We hope that everyone who's raced this season has had a great experience. So, Hian, I'll tell you something. Thanks so much, in fact, for coming on to accompany us as we accompany us here at Sim Races Asia and Sim Racing Singapore as we take you through the action. As we kind of go through the action that pretty much is expressive representative of what the community is interested in, and well,
that is my honor, my pleasure.
Yeah, thanks so much. Also, special thanks to Max Palmer who hopped on last race. That was definitely interesting as well. Many thanks to the organizing team who make this possible, this racing event possible. All of this, of course, they spent countless of hours ensuring everything goes on smoothly and ensuring that the racing experience for all the drivers will count. Of course, a special shout out to Noah Sidek for putting together this series, making everything work like clockwork indeed. And the rest of his organizing team, Joshua Tan, Kevin Tan, and Gareth Lee, who's always working behind the scenes to make sure things go on smoothly. Special thanks to all who've followed us, watched our streams, followed the series on all of our different communities that we serve. Thank you all so much for having come to kind of cover to tune into our series. Sorry, I'm super tired now. I'm trying to put words together. Follow us on all of our social media platforms of our respective communities that have been involved in this series. And oh yeah, right, I almost forgot. The next season, season 13 of the Sim Races Asia Assetto Corsa series is already going to go later on in May. It will be using the DPI cars that you see in the IMSA official series in real life. So with that car, it's going to go to some of the best tracks in North America. So definitely a great season to look forward to next in May. Certainly looking forward to seeing drivers partake in that season. And I think otherwise, it has been such an amazing experience for myself. I hope it has been for yourself here. Any closing remarks?
Yes. Okay, so one more race to go. See you at the Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace. And then that's going to be the season finale. And we hope that we're going to have a full grid racing. I'm so sorry not being there at that day. But I'm still looking for you guys, cheering for you guys. And hope that in the season 13, we're going to have more and more racers to participate. The very interesting movement on the race, which is what I really love. And once again, I would love to say thank you to you, Wei Hunt, to bring me here to talk like this today. Also, say would like to thank to the support team, which is especially Noah Sedek, to horses, make it everything. TikTok. The first season finale will be horse in the next week. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We're gonna be back.